Last month, Aurora Mayor Mike Coffman went undercover, lived with homeless people for a week on the streets. He told our Sean Boyd why he did it and what he found. And then advocates for the homeless lashed out at Coffman, saying he can't understand this complicated issue from 1 week on the streets.
But Coffman is not backing off. Sean Boyd joins us live with his latest plans. And Sean, this story has certainly received a lot of attention.
Hey, Karen, it's taken on a life of its own in some ways. Mayor Coffman told me while he's received some blowback, he's received more positive feedback, and he has no regrets. He says going undercover was the only way to get an up-close and unfiltered understanding of the homeless. It was a jaw-dropping and eye-opening experience, and if his initial observations seemed harsh to some, his proposed solutions don't get any easier.
I've been getting emails from across the country.
The story of homeless Mike has spread far and wide, and Aurora Mayor Mike Coffman has thought long and hard about the people he met and the places he stayed, what works and what doesn't work, and why the problem is getting worse and not better.
Even in the best of economic times, the homeless numbers are increasing.
One thing he's sure of, neither the COVID economy nor a lack of resources are driving factors.
I was asked, during the intake process, if I needed help with anything.
What more should they have done?
That's going to be the challenge that we have. How do we incentivize people? I mean, are we providing too many resources to those who aren't willing to change?
That's going to be very controversial.
That's going to be very tough. If people are unwilling to change, then no amount of resources are going to make a difference in their life.
And he says people living in encampments are among those who don't want to change, who choose to live here, not because they're afraid of COVID, he says, but because they're addicted to drugs. Public assistance, he says, should be contingent on drug treatment at programs with a proven track record.
Developing work skills and getting them a job where they can afford stable housing, but keeping them sober.
So you've heard your critics. They will say you have no compassion.
Being compassionate is not enabling their behavior to continue.
People would say that most of them are mentally ill. That's why they're in that situation.
I don't believe that.
But, he says, we have an obligation to help those who are mentally ill.
For that population, what would be best is that we have shelters for them, but shelters that are 24 hours.
While the solution is complex, he says homeless advocates who make excuses instead of demanding changes are part of the problem.
Paint this broad brush that somehow they're all victims, and if only we could understand them a little bit better. This narrative is tied to their trying to attain funding.
And so do you think all your critics are just saying these things to keep the gravy train rolling for them?
Well, I'm going to give them credit that they believe what they're saying, even though I believe it's wrong. They're saying it's always a function of more money. Well, I guess my challenge to them is spend a week on the streets and spend it in an encampment, and then tell me what you think.
Homeless advocates say Coffman doesn't understand the trauma that drives someone to live on the street. He says that doesn't justify the drug culture he saw in the encampments. He says the only way to address the encampments is to shut them down, COVID or not. He says he never saw anyone in an encampment wearing a mask or social distancing. Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.
Sean, thank you. You can watch all of Sean Boyd's previous stories on this right now. Just visit cbsdenver.com.